So I'm so excited to be here. My name is Favourite Regina, and I come from Uganda. I actually don't know, but I've been in Uganda for about 20 years, and I was born in Rwanda and then went to Congo because of genocide and what has been happening. I found myself in Uganda, and that's where I have lived. And today I'm here. I'm so excited that you are all here and listening to whatever I want to say. So I started by saying that we have heard all about stories in Uganda, the books being written, and people trying to take out what our kids or our children in the world need. Um, what I would say is that what we are doing is about voices, telling our own stories. But then you don't get to tell a story, or even you don't get to speak about something if you have not read it from somewhere, or you have not been told about something, or you have not experienced it yourself. Sometimes we tell from our experiences, and that's how we come to write books or even tell stories for other people to learn from us. And that's what we are doing in Uganda. And we are working with refugees in Uganda. They talked about the 46 million people in Uganda, but that excludes refugees who are living in Uganda. And over a million people or refugees. The South Sudanese, the Congolese, the Rwandese, the Burundians are all living in Uganda. So it's another additional thing. But then, because of different experiences, people are traumatized. People have grown up not reading books. People have grown up in war. They are not able. Where do you expect a refugee child to get a book to read? Where do you expect them to sit around the fire or gather like we are today to be able to, their parents or their grandparents, to tell them stories? It's different. So what we do, we get them to speak up by sharing their experiences of how they have grown up and how they have grown up so that they can share and the rest of the world learn from it. Myself, growing up, I came to meet Gayle Nosal in 2012, and that's when I started speaking out, becoming confident, because sometimes when you're traumatized, you don't know who you are and you don't know what to say, what to do, and then if you are not told, or you can be someone, you can do something, you can think of something different, then actually it's just sit back and keep quiet, and then we fold our hands. But then that's not time that Sauti, the Neni Productions that we are working with, we are producing films, helping kids tell their own stories, and then publishing them out. And then for other people, Americans and the rest of the world, to learn from the other side of life on how people are living. So we so far have trained over 100 kids. Those are children, both girls and boys, into filming. And it always, for the training of each child, it always costs us $500. And then we have also tried to help some of the kids go to university. I think we have to connect with Brand to help us also take some of you of them to school. So we are very excited that we are here, and then we feel so much connected that when people come out and tell their stories, we learn from them in one way or the other. And
you can tell why she's the person that is speaking so much for us. I just wanted to say I wanted to give you an example of if this film that was made over 4 years in Changwali refugee settlement features Favourite and 4 other refugee women from South Sudan and Rwanda and Congo. And the film is told completely in their voices. There are no experts speaking about them. There are no anyone else other than themselves. And they use their cameras, they interview each other, they write poetry, they dance. Then we also used local filmmakers to come and get some footage of them as they're walking to school. Favourite's story, she just trusted so much. She just shared her story of fleeing Rwanda. And then she was a mentor for many of the other young women to come out and talk about what it is that they remember or don't remember, and they would draw, they would dance their past. This film that was made by one of the women in the film, her name is Wimana Beatrice, and she's from Congo. After the film, she fell in love so much with holding the camera that she decided to make her own short documentary. It's just been finished. It's now in festivals around the United States and the world. And she's hoping very much to get her story out there to many, many people and inspire other young refugee women and boys to be brave enough to put their own story on camera versus having the UNHCR tell them what to say. Right? So if you want to know more about those projects, there are some free DVDs on the table if you want to see the film that features Favourite. And then you can find out about Beatrice's film with this piece of paper here. We're hoping that in addition to standard education, that the young people in the many, many refugee settlements in Uganda can have an opportunity to hold a camera, write a story, publish it, draw, dance, and have their own mark on it.
Yeah.